the charities of Kansas City are going to go dark.
Yes.
I mean, the guy's
great guy.
He's a charitable machine.
Dude, Colquitt is on the books this year for 2.5, basically.
That's not bad. That's no issue.
Cap hit of 3.15 with the signing bonus prorated.
But Jack Fox, it probably cost you nothing.
Well, you're rolling, they're top 51, they're $23.5 million under.
Right.
When they put everything together. I like that room because if you're going to sign Tyreek Hill, you're going to give him – there's still going to be signing bonus. The guaranteed money on down the road I think is what they've got to figure out. But you've got room to get that done during the year, and I think you should always roll like the Patriots. Roughly 8-9% below the cap. So when Josh Gordon is available, you can go get him. At the deadline, you got some star player who's got the red A, says, I ain't going to be here. You better trade me now. You can go get him. So, and they're in position to do that now. And they're in position even without cutting Colquitt.
Right. I think one of the best things you do on this show to play the role of Guerin here.
Guerin's a great guy.
You're a big fan.
And defended our country's borders.
Yes, he did. And to consistently bring
up
the Patriots and what they do.
Isn't that the gold standard?
I know, and I think it annoys.
I
think it annoys a lot of people probably because they don't like the Patriots. So they don't want to hear that the Patriots do all these things well. But I think you're so wise in bringing it up all the time, and people should emulate what they do and not just think that they win because Tom Brady plays quarterback. Period. End of discussion.
They do a lot of things really good around them because Brady's not even that good anymore. I'm sorry. I mean, you look at those throws. Check out a GIF if you want to see what Brady is. You got to look for it. It'll probably pop up. Curtis, you might try searching this and see if you can find it, and then send out the link. If you can find the guy that we found, there was a guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now it's got profanity on it, and I think we tweeted it out last year.
I'll find it.
It's a guy, and he's like, "Oh my blanket God! Did you see that throw? Nobody throws the ball 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage like Tom Brady." Oh, look at him fire that ball 1 yard across the line of scrimmage. And he's mocked up all these throws, and it's one game, and you all of a sudden you're like, it's like every throw, and you realize he has not thrown the ball more than 5 yards down the field.
Now
we're three quarters into the game.
Now he throws the ball extremely well. I mean, I know the
guy
at
5 yards,
right? And it's so that Julian Edelman's on the run when he catches it. I mean, there's a lot of things he does very well. Am I going to say that he's got a big arm anymore? Well, he really never did. I mean, Peyton Manning never had a strong arm.
Brady had more of an arm than Manning.
Yes, he did. But Manning, his ball wobbled all the time. But it got there.
My favorite is because I was on this kick last year. I'm like, the arm is not there for Brady anymore. And at 1 and 2, listen, I was banging the drum too loud about them being done. I mean, maybe another championship. You could say they're not done, I guess. But I'm telling you, Belichick in my mind grew. I gave 5 Super Bowls weren't enough, but they're all with Brady. Yeah, 6 was with what's left of Brady.
Right?
It really is. And somebody like week 7, he threw one down the field, and I got sent this. Little gif or whatever. Look at Brady going down the field. I'm like, I got sent an incompletion where he threw the ball out of bounds past the guy, but it was the biggest rainbow ever. He's like, see, he could look how far he threw it. I'm like, he threw it 38 yards.
Right.
38. Now, it's to the sideline, which adds distance to it, but it was 38 yards, and this was what a guy had waited like 7 weeks to send to me and go, you still think Tom Brady's arm's out there? Yes.
Well, I think the first half of the
AFC
Championship game basically says all you need to know about Bill Belichick. He was running a defense out there that clearly wasn't really capable of stopping the Chiefs because they went wild in the second half, and they completely shut him down.
Oh, yeah.
They were just like, he pantsed Andy Reid. I mean, that's hard to do.
No, but then he got pants.
Right, he did.
Like that was what those 2 games were. Reid's offense against Belichick's defense was. Belichick did the pantsing, in which there aren't many guys that in week of game can pants Andy Reid.
Right.
He's the only guy.
Right.
Otherwise, Reid will move the ball on anybody. But then how about the in-game adjustment?
Right.
Andy Reid then just destroyed the Patriots.
I guess part of my point is that I think that they were – he just came up with some stuff that, mocked over all the the weaknesses that they had that should have been able to show up because they won the game because of the first half.
Yes.
Now, they got ahead, and that was enough. Barely enough, but it was enough.
Listen.
Come on, let's break so we can talk some Royals.
I actually had Royals topics, and we didn't get to any of them today. I feel bad. Listen,
you could do that with me in our remaining 3 minutes.
If you're going to tell me that in a half of football Bill Belichick pantsed me, that's fine.
Yeah. Yes,
My resume's still good.
Absolutely.
And likewise, if Bill Belichick's resume says that 2 second halves against Andy Reid in 19, he got obliterated.
Right. And he's
that's
probably
okay
fine
too.
with that. Yes, exactly.
2 of the best went head-to-head, and those were 2 classic games that delivered exactly what they should. They delivered exactly what they should.
Yep.
But I will tell you, Brady threw a pick to Reggie Ragland. Reggie Ragland. Bob Sutton hadn't disguised anything all year. And then whether it's Josh McDaniels or Bob Sutton or what, right? It was Ragland, I'm not mistaken, in the end zone, right? That was the one they were going in to go up 21-7?
Right.
Or what
Threw it right to a linebacker. I think it's
Reggie Ragland. Reggie Ragland's and Anthony Hitchens didn't cover anybody all year. Quarterbacks had a perfect passer rating against those 2. I'm not kidding. It was over. The Anthony Hitchens, the passer rating when throwing to an Anthony Hitchens covered receiver last year, 140.
That's not good.
Somebody should drop the ball enough to not get to 140 over the course of 16 games.
Yes,
literally
you're right.
Uncovered gets about 140 because of drops.
Right. No doubt.
And Brady threw a pick to Reggie Ragland in the end zone. Well, that was the moment, and I'm such a sucker, because I'm always ready to buy in. It's different now. We're coming back. If Reggie Ragland's picking the ball off in the end zone, I'm telling you, Reed's going to make adjustments in the second half. This team is winning. I'm not even worried against the Patriots. I literally said that.
Well,
you're
almost right.
I had a lot of Coronas in me. I had some beer courage with that confidence going, no doubt.
Hold my beer.
But when Ragland picked it off, I really thought, I said,
fate.
That is it.
That's fate.
The tide has turned.
Right.
We're now going to stick it to the Pats the way it's been stuck to us in the second half of all these playoff games. The Pats are going to eat it, and it starts with a Reggie Ragland pick.
Well, it almost worked.
Do you really want to talk Royals?
I was kidding, but I'm always good to talk baseball. I don't know how much there's really to talk about for the Royals. It's the same stuff.
What?
Little nice glimmers and then a lot of crap, and they lose all the time.
All right. Well, we'll debate whether or not we can actually find something on the Royals to talk about.
Try that.
Danny is unleashed.
I'll tell you your Zach Greinke story.
Is that off the air or is that an on the air?
It's got to be off the air.
It's off the air. We're telling off the air stories. If you were here at Dixon's, you could listen. Garen got to hear our story.
He did.
Tommy Moe
came back
to hear it.
To hear the story.
I don't think Tommy thought it was that great, so I don't want to oversell it. So don't travel down from Des Moines to hear that story. He didn't seem to go. I was blown away by it, but Tommy was like, man. All right, I got to go, man. Easton Roofing. For commercial and residential roofing, it's Easton Roofing. Give them a call right now, 913-257-5426. Joe and his crew do a phenomenal job. You will not have to pay until you're 100% satisfied. Go online, find them at eastonroofing.com. Find Danny Clinkscale at dannyclinkscale.com, or with Danny next.
More of Danny's Reasonably Irreverent podcast after this.
We're here with Joe Spiker of Easton Roofing. And Joe, oftentimes people will wait to replace their roof until there is a weather event. What should they know about that?
Well, Danny, the important thing to remember is if you're going to turn in a claim to your insurance company, you want to make sure that you actually have damage on your home. If you turn in a claim to your insurance company and they send an insurance adjuster out, it's going to be a claim whether they give you $1 or $10,000. So it's important to make sure that you actually have damage on your home before you turn that claim in. And all you have to do is give us a call. We'll come out, take a look, and make sure there's real damage, and we'll tell you if there's not. Maybe it's just a small repair and it's not worth a claim. So it's always smart to get somebody you trust to make sure there's damage before you turn in a claim.
Quality advice and guidance from Easton Roofing, where integrity matters.
Danny Clinkscale is with us from DannyClinkscale.com. Quick plug.
Indeed.
Anything you want to plug?
Quick? Today is Kansas City Profiles Friday. Always an interesting profile of an interesting people or story. And really fun conversation today with the new UMKC basketball coach, Billy Donlin.
Yeah, he's
really
great,
impressive guy.
I've loved him on with Stephen and Nate. Good stuff. I'm really optimistic they're going to get things going.
Yeah,
there, so.
I am too. And he worked. I got a couple of anecdotes from Rich Savosa because he worked for a year under Rich. And
did he? Okay.
Yeah, he did early in his career. So that's a fun thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
DannyClinkscale.com featuring Danny Clinkscale.
Exactly. Featuring me. Lots of me.
I'm waiting for when the Kansas City profile is Curtis, by the way. I don't know when you're going to have that.
I've thought it's written down on a pad of paper.
Okay, good.
It is.
It needs to be Curtis. Yeah. I think so.
I do too.
I love it.
Curtis is an incredible success story.
Because you don't say crap to me, but Danny, you spill your guts to all the time. So you're gonna, it's Danny's the one who's gonna get everything from you, for crying out loud. So
exactly.
That's what I want.
Royals still suck, but show glimmer. Weirdest team. I think one of the weirdest teams. Maybe because we're just searching so desperately for good things, we can find them. Hunter Dozier hits 2 home runs in the night. He looks like a real player, but they lose all the time. I mean, it's and then you get the flashes like, Glenn Sparkman, a couple good starts, and then he just gets his ass kicked 4 starts in a row.
I know. I was like, when he threw the shutout, I'm like, I would have bet you a lot of money that never would Glenn Sparkman throw a shutout. In today's age where nobody finishes a game and this guy throws a shutout with this dazzling array of pus, like what? No, I did not see that coming. And now he's going back to being more one of the. So I hope he gets it together and he has like a Chris Young with the Royals, not Chris Young when he was starting, but Chris Young with the Royals, like swingman career. I'd buy that.
Right.
I'd buy that. But last night, 9 walks from all relievers that are supposed to be the guys you're counting on in the future.
Too much.
That sucked. Even Jeff Montgomery, who does a great job of breaking things down, but is always honest. He had to say, like, this is a really sloppy game. This was bad. Well, you can tell Monty was like,
teams.
I can't put any lipstick on this pig. It's bad.
No doubt.
All right, Danny, great having you here at Dixon's. 100 years. They're celebrating it tomorrow. Half off all the chili here at Dixon's Chili. Thanks so much for having us.
Jed Marshall.
Dan Clinkscale. All the hot guys.
Curtis Seabolt.
Doctor said I was too healthy, in too good of shape. Don't even know how. Too good of shape.
You didn't go to your physical, did you?
I did not.
Soren Petro.
I've been involved in a number of cults, both as a leader and a follower. You have more fun as a follower, but you make more money as a leader.
This podcast was made possible by our great sponsors like Easton Roofing, the presenting sponsor of Kansas City Profiles at the Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Easton Roofing, where integrity matters. We hope you enjoyed the latest Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Come back soon for something fresh and new.